Hey friends, Pastor David here with this week's Midweek Minute. So we're kind of in the early parts of a series that we're calling Master or Mascot. We're talking about the presence of God. How do we get to know the presence of God in our lives? What is the presence of God for us? And we talked this past weekend a little bit about the way the presence of God is directional for our life path. We looked at a passage of Scripture from the book of Numbers where the people of God moved on their way to the promised land according to the direction of God. That the tabernacle was completed when the cloud or the pillar of fire stayed over the tabernacle, the people stayed. And when it moved, they moved. So instead of God giving to Moses the roadmap to the promised land, God Himself was their map. And they engaged God and they followed God as they experienced Him day by day, moment by moment. That's a pretty good piece of advice for you and for me in the way that we live our lives. Sometimes we wish that God would give us a roadmap for our life, but God prefers relationship. And so He invites us to simply engage His presence with us 24/7, 365. He invites us to engage His presence with us and then let Him direct our path. What we need to do is get in contact with His presence, to stay connected to that presence. And we used verse 10 from Psalm 46 as a way to do that, to practice a breath prayer of breathing into the words, "Be still," breathing out to the words, "And know," breathing into the words, "That I," and breathing out to the words, "Am God." Be still and know that I am God. That's one of the most significant, simple ways to engage the presence of God. And once we engage the presence of God with us, then put on our listening ears and pay attention, because God promises to be present with us and direct our path. Whatever that means in your life right now, wherever you might need to hear something from God, practice that. Be still and know that I am God. And then pay attention, because God promises to speak. We're going to take a turn to the New Testament this week and talk a little bit about the fact that when we know who we are, when we understand who God has made us to be, then we can understand why engaging the presence of God is such a privilege and such a gift to us. I hope that you can be with us either at one of our on-site services at 6 o'clock on Saturday night for a more traditional experience and at 10:30 on Sunday morning for a bit more of a contemporary experience, or at our online campus during the service at 10:30 on Sunday morning. Until then, I hope you have a great week, and remember, keep looking up. And I'll see you later.